Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's that girl Terian. Today I am just gonna play a recap on our last interview with Krissa Herman. Krissa is a young mother coming from the ghetto, a mother of two. She's gonna be sharing an experience of her lifestyle from the ghetto. Let's get right into it. Hello, good night, Krissa, and how are you?
Hello, good night, Terian, and I'm okay.
What's up? What's going on with you? Long time I haven't seen you. How is life?
I'm good. Trying to cope.
Okay, that's good. That's all we can do these days. Cope.
Yes.
Okay, so Krista, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why are you here today?
Well, I'm Krissa, and I'm from Palmy, Supre. Everybody knows it as a ghetto.
Mhm.
I have two kids, and I'm just going to speak about life in the ghetto with you guys.
Oh, nice. Sounds exciting. So can you share with us your experience growing up in a ghetto as a young mother?
Well, I would say I have some good and bad experiences growing up as a child. But as a child, you have a mind of a child, so you play, you mingle, you do everything as a child. But when you as an adult have children of your own, it's a whole different scenario.
Yes.
So growing up in the ghetto, sometimes it it used to be hard, and it's still hard sometimes, and sometimes you get to enjoy a little.
Okay, that's good. Yes, and now you have all the responsibilities. It's not like yesterday when you had no kids and you everything would be so easy for you. So now
Yes,
you have
yes.
a handful. And we we often hear like persons speaking about the ghetto. When they speak about the ghetto, most of it are negative because they already label persons coming from the ghetto as, negative, bad influence, and stuff like that. Can you tell us what are some of your advantages growing up in the ghetto?
Well, I would say some of the advantages growing up in the ghetto, some good things about growing up in the ghetto is that when you're from the ghetto, you meet different characters. You meet different individuals with different personalities. So it molds you. It molds you for the future as a youngster.
Mhm.
It molds you. It prepares you. It gets you stronger so that when you go out in the outer world, you would be able to cope with different aspects of life in a job, in at school, different places. So in a ghetto, you get different types of personality. So you try to work around it as much as you can. So that's one of the advantages
Yes,
I see.
and I agree with that because I am from the ghetto as well, and I am proud to be from the ghetto. And what you say is true. Is like the ghetto is more like the streets, I will say, but we learn faster because you know of the saying people always say that persons learning from the streets are more likely to be successful, and they're
Yes,
more
yes,
experienced because they know they already, like, they're built for that, they're molded to what they want to be already. So
yes.
I agree. What would you say is the biggest disadvantage growing up in the ghetto?
Well, the biggest disadvantage growing up in the ghetto is growing up right now I could say raising, because since I am telling you about my life story, great, right? My life story in the ghetto. I presently have two kids, two boys.
Mhm.
One is two and one is seven.
Mhm.
And the disadvantages, I would say the bad. The bad about that is that when you have boys when you're trying to mold your boys to become something, you don't have an eye on them every single day.
Mhm.
The Bible tells you to train up a child in the way he must go, and when he gets old, he will not depart from it. But with those kind of mentality nowadays, with other children, they go to school and they get influenced by other children, or right in the ghetto, they get
Yeah.
influenced by those older than
Mhm.
them. It's like a whole disadvantage to me. It's a whole bad, like all bad by itself, because bring having to raise two boys in the ghetto, it's never a good thing for me.
True. That's
I would
true.
say for me,
That is true.
because they get influenced by other things, the things other children does. That's what they're influenced by. What you're teaching them,
Mhm.
they never want to take it. They would remember it probably when they get older.
Yeah.
My mother used to tell me, or my mother used to say this, and my mother used to say that. But right now, being a child, their mind is not fully developed, so they do what they see.
Yes.
They mimic what they do what
Mhm.
they see. So
Yes.
to me, that's a
Yes.
disadvantage. That's the bad idea.
They're easily they're easy to adapt to a lot of
Yeah,
changes out there.
things.
Very
Things
easy,
are,
but
yeah,
it's not
that's
gonna
true.
be easy to adapt to what the parents are saying. That's true.
Thank you.
That was
They never want to learn the good. They always want to take the bad first.
that's true. So in that case, as a young mother with two kids, you have two boys. What would you say is the biggest challenge for you with them? You know, you have the responsibility, you have to take care of them, and you have to ensure that you
It's,
provide for them. What would you say is the biggest challenge faced in that?
well, raising the two boys on my own is already a challenge, because no job opportunity. When you're from the ghetto, people have the mentality that they're stereotype. They think negative about you. They have a negative stereotype. They think bad about you. You're from the ghetto. You're either a ferocious person, or somebody that probably the fighter, or a murderer, a killer, or something. You're from the ghetto, you
Mm-hmm.
don't get job. When you try to get into something to change your life around, people look at you like, okay, she's from the ghetto, we'll not hire her.
Yes.
But no, you get good people from the ghetto. And having two kids, living in the ghetto with no job, no way to actually get means of
Income.
financial help with,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard because you have to try to work around everything. You have to try to, because they need food to eat, they need clothes on their back, they need shoes on their feet. You have to give them shelter. So it's hard for you. It's hard as a parent. Like when you have not only two, sometimes, yeah, there's so many different people around, so many different parents, and some have three, some have four, some have five children, and they don't have any
Mm-hmm.
jobs. They don't have a father figure to say, well, he will actually give them something to assist. No, they don't have that kind of help,
True.
and it's hard as a young parent to take care of your children without any financial support. And sometimes you need somebody mentally to help you, and you cannot get
Mm-hmm.
it. You just cannot, because everybody is in the same situation in the
That's
ghetto.
yeah, that's true. That is so true. And you know, in terms of being unemployed, that's like a big thing already. And it's gonna be
Yes,
very hard, especially when you're not that fortunate. But being not
exactly.
fortunate, how do you go about doing it? Like, how do you make things happen?
Well, they say there's a saying, "Jack of all trade, master of none." I sew. I do hair. I'm a hairstylist. I do nails. I can sing. I can do a lot of things. So I go around greeting people. I go around greeting. I would do house calls whenever you want me to. I would do it because I need the money
Mm-hmm.
to feed my children. I need the money. And by the time you get the money, it's all
Yeah.
done because you have to do something. So I either greet people. If they want me to do their nails, I do it. If they want a dress done by me, I would do it for them. But when you don't have the support, not even family, that could help you to actually gain support to do what you have to do to get around, you cannot because everybody is
The same. Yeah.
trying, everybody's in the same situation as you because everybody's from the ghetto and you know, with that kind of mentality,
Mhm.
they don't really want to help the ghetto people.
And that's a good
That's
thing.
the
And that's a good thing that you have your two hands are yours, and you can create. You can do anything you want with your hands. So we all know that
thank
very
God for that.
yes, it's a blessing. So I'm just hoping
Yes.
that you make the best out of it, and you can do a lot of things with just your two hands, and you can make it in life.
Yes, that's true.
Just
But you need the support.
yes,
If you don't have the support, you cannot do anything.
that's true. That's something I always say. When
No man is an
person
island.
when persons are trying and they want to accomplish something, a lot of people need a like most persons they live on support. Like without they don't have the
Yes.
support, they don't get the encouragement. They're like they're not feeling it and they're not gonna go anywhere. They're not gonna make it
Anyway,
happen for them. But at the end of the day, you do not. That's the thing. You have to train yourself to
you
expect
need
all these
a
things.
good mindset.
Yes, you because you have to be independent also. Like not just being independent where you can provide your own thing, but your mentality also. You need to be independent. Like you need to find that person within yourself to say, okay, you can do it. If you have to wait every day, waiting for one person to say, hey, Krissa, you can do this, you can do that, and you can do this for you to be able to move, then that is wrong. Because you will have
That's
times you
true.
won't get anybody to help you out, you won't get anybody to support you, you won't get anybody to give you that helping hand, and you have to go on a
But
journey
that's
by
how it is
yourself.
right now because you don't get really get anybody to do anything for you. So you have to try to make ends meet. You have to do everything by
Mhm.
yourself.
Yes, that's true. So you need to put that in practice also. Like, you already have the talent, reading, singing, everything. You can do things. Now you just have to use that talent, that talent of yours, and make it happen for you. Just start doing things
Yeah,
like you crazy. You understand? Like me, I just do things like I crazy. You never know what will work. You just have to do things. We cannot just do things expect to win right away. You have to try what is
that's true.
working
That's
for you,
true.
what can you handle, what are your capabilities, so you have to always try things no matter how many times you fail, it's okay. It's failure is
Yes.
important. You need failure in order to make it in life.
You learn from
Yes.
failure. You
Mhm.
learn. You learn. And that's one of the things that you encounter in the great raising up in the ghetto. You learn from a lot of things. You see a lot of things happening around you. So if you whilst as you see things happening around you, you'll get sense. You'll pick up sense. So you say, okay, I must not do that, and I must do this, and I must do that, in order for me not to be that way. So you try to make yourself better.
That's true. Yes, that's so true. Because we all know you're a very talented young woman, despite your current
Thank
situations
you.
and how you live in and whatnot. But do you have any set goals you wish to accomplish, and how do you see yourself going about doing that?
Well, well, I would say I want to be my own business owner
Mm,
one
very
day.
nice.
So I'm trying to work hard to achieve that. I'm trying to set things in place right now. My priorities, I'm trying to set them straight because I have to juggle with my children. So I trying to put things according so that I could do what I have to do.
Hmm.
Because I don't want my children to end up in a situation that I don't like. So I try my best to achieve what I want them to learn from me. I want them to actually see that, look, my mother can make it out, I can do it too.
Yes. Although I
Yeah.
although that's not really 100% the truth that the kids follow the parents. The parents is the
I
first
know.
role model to them, but it's it's not likely to always get the children following the parents, because some parents can be very ambitious and the
That's
children never learn that from their parents. They just go their own way. You struggle to
yes,
raise the kids, but they whilst growing up they choose to take their own lane, and that's fine. They want to
yeah,
take their own lane, that's fine. We all did it whilst growing up, but we have to learn along the way. Like the saying goes, if you're
mhm,
not here, you will feel, and you have to feel. You
exactly.
have to feel to be able to learn. You have to keep falling and picking yourself back, and going again until you actually learn and you know what is right.
Yes.
But that's good. I wish you all the best on that one.
Thank you.
And I know that we have so ambitious young women in the ghetto, and with no hope,
A lot.
no hope, no dreams, and they always doubt themselves that they will never become successful in life. But this is not true. Like I said, you have to have
Yes.
faith, and if you have faith in God, then everything else will fall into place. But
Of
as from
course,
your
yes.
experience,
Yes.
what message you would advise the other women in the ghetto just as you? What would you advise them?
Well, I would tell them they have to keep on fighting. They have to keep on fighting because you will not want to continue your life just there in the ghetto, being known as okay, she's a good brother. She can sing or she can do art or he can sing and he can be the best and because he's from the ghetto, that's where he wants to stay because he don't want to push up or you would think like somebody will look at me as coming I'm from the ghetto, I'm nothing good, so I will not do nothing to get better. No, you don't have to do that. Try to put God first. That's one thing I'm telling you. Put God first and try to reach higher. Reach for the sky and then you will make it.
Yes, that is true. That is true, and I don't blame anybody who is afraid to do things sometimes, because it's very difficult for them to, especially when you're coming from the ghetto. There people out there
It's
already
difficult.
label.
Very.
They already label you coming from the ghetto, because when you hear ghetto, you hear all bad things. All bad things come from and fall underneath ghetto, especially when you have to go and look for a job. It's very difficult to get a
Exactly.
job if you have your address. Most persons I know have to change the address to be able to apply for a job, and it's so sad. Like, not because
That's the
you
thing.
coming
That's the
from
truth.
that
That's the
area,
truth.
or you coming from that environment, that means you also as bad, or sometimes the area is not even bad as people will take it. I just don't know, like.
Yes, I would say I wanted to add one more thing. Yes, it's a struggle for me growing up, raising my children and stuff in the ghetto, but there's a lot of young men out there in the ghetto that has a lot of
Mm-hmm.
potential. They want jobs, they cannot get jobs. People look at them like, okay, you're from the ghetto, I don't want to hire you because you will steal my things or
Yes,
you'll bring your boys to come and do whatever you. No, they need the money because they have children. They
exactly.
say money is the root of all evil, but I don't think so. Not having money is the root of all
Mm-hmm.
evil. Because if they don't have that
They
money,
will
they don't
do
have that
stuff.
job to provide them to give them the money, they will go and look for it one way or the other. They will try to go and get it, no matter what they have to do, because they're not getting a job. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? The same as the young women. They will try to do things, they'll shoplift, they'll do all sorts of things that are not good, right? Because
They cannot
we're
get
not
them.
getting
Yeah.
the job so that we could make the money for our children.
Yeah, and
And that's the
and
thing.
that's young women also, like, into prostituting and doing a lot of things
Thank
they don't
you.
have to do, because when you
And that's where we get the bad name.
exactly
That's where the ghetto get the bad name because they have to kill, they have to steal, they have to do prostitution, they have to do all sorts of things for them to survive.
exactly yes,
And you don't want that label on your back, but you have to do it.
exactly,
But
survive, yeah,
by to survive, that's what some people have to do. I will not say that I'm going to do that, but that's what some people have to do. Different minds. They have different mindset. So not everybody will think alike.
exactly.
Some will think too bad. some will think to do good. So that's why you have different personality in the ghetto.
Exactly.
That's why you look.
Because also in the ghetto you have you don't you not everybody's in the not everybody living in the ghetto is unfortunate. They have people who are
Thank
intelligent, they're living well, they have
thank you.
everything. So these
There's
people have
teachers,
they have an
lawyers
advantage.
coming from the ghetto.
They have an advantage on
Yes.
the others. So you'll find like a lot of
Yeah.
these people doing better, not living well, not eating well, not doing something. That doesn't really necessarily means that you're not gonna make it. Because if you watch on a scale,
Exactly.
persons who are fortunate, coming from a fortunate family, they went to proper school, they have the education, compared to somebody coming from the ghetto and probably they didn't have money to finish school, to do courses, to do all these things.
Have a
But you put
struggle.
them on a scale, and if a ghetto and that person from the ghetto decides to make it, trust me, out of 100, you will get 80% ghetto youths may becoming successful in life faster than those living fortunate in a fortunate place and they getting it good and
Because they want to get out. They want to get out of the struggle. But those that are already out of the struggle, they probably want to get in the struggle. Because you already have a silver platter, you have a golden spoon. You don't need to do all that if you have people handing things out to you.
exactly and
But when you from you're not being handed things, you have to try to get it on your own.
yes.
You understand? So
And those persons who get it easy, they're always handed things well taken care of and they're safe. It's very difficult for them to adjust to things on their own because they're used to people
thank you.
doing things for them, doing everything
Thank
for them,
you.
and they believe that they have to depend on their families or wherever you coming from, that they always believe, okay, that's they always have to stay with their mommy, their daddy, like
Yes, they're
I say
not
mommy, I
self-dependent.
say mommy and daddy because
Mm-mm.
they will grow up and they will still have that little childish mindset because they're already used to being
Exactly.
spoiled, and they don't want to do nothing for
Exactly.
themselves, and the moment the parents cannot do
Exactly.
the stuff for them, all hell break loose. So that is the
Exactly.
advantage. That is the advantage and the disadvantages between somebody coming from a ghetto and somebody who's not living in a ghetto. Most times you will find the most
Exactly.
loving persons coming from the ghetto, the most
Oh,
respectful,
true.
the most disciplined persons coming from the ghetto.
Come-
Not all ghetto is
Exactly.
war and guns. They just call it a ghetto because I don't
Exactly.
even really know why they call these areas ghettos. Maybe because they see fights there, people sitting on a block and think they call it a ghetto. But
I believe. I believe because of the environment, because the environment doesn't look um
presentable and
highly
yeah,
classified. It's like a poor place. Like it's really congested. Like it has everybody so close they can hear what their neighbors saying in their
yeah,
house. So probably that's the reason. I don't know.
yeah, I think so. But I am proud to be from the ghetto and I have learned a lot from the ghetto, and I did not make where I
Me
was
too.
from deter me from doing what I have to do. If I had to change my address to get a job, I would change my address. But that doesn't mean that okay, everybody want they don't want nobody coming from the ghetto. You don't just sit there and think, oh, they don't want us
Yes.
working. You have to do what you have to do. Change the address. Change your
Af-
address and go out and do
Yeah,
your
you
thing. Move in the area and go someplace north or south, east, west, and someplace out of your community to go and see where you can get something. Because most times we so comfortable in our area that we don't even think of moving. Like we believe we're gonna be here for the rest of our life, so we just living life like no tomorrow.
that's
So
true.
you have to move.
That's why you have to get a positive mindset to do what you have to do,
Hmm.
what you ought to do to get
Hmm.
better.
And I know it's very hard to maintain a positive mindset, especially when you're trying and trying and trying, things don't work, and you always feel like you don't have luck. You have, others luckier
Yeah.
than you, and stuff like that. But if you keep thinking that way, always
You
watching,
still have to
yeah,
try.
you always monitoring what things happen, like things happening for other people. That's where your attention is. Other people you watching, what happening for that one, what happened.
Yeah.
but you don't pay attention
Just
about
have to try.
yourself.
Try.
You have to do something for yourself. It's okay to observe and to to enjoy watching somebody, to be happy for somebody, but at the same time learn from the person and see, okay, if that person can do that, if that
Exactly.
person can do that, I can do that. Because because most persons who will change their life and become somebody different, the first thing somebody will say, oh, that girl used to be like that, or that boy used to be like that, and watch him now, so if he can do it, I can do it too. That's the mindset you're supposed to have, because anybody can change. Anybody can make things happen for them.
Exactly.
It's up to you.
You just need a positive. You just need a positive mindset on things so that you could actually move on, do the change that you have to do without building up yourself mentally, spiritually, physically. You will never see the change in you.
Exactly. And you brought up some good points. You shared a lot of things with us. And I want to thank you very much for coming on this live tonight to share your experience and tell us how it is, because not everybody knows anything about the ghetto. Like I said, they just know the ghetto as a name because it's labeled. So they don't, you
Yes.
have to be living in the ghetto to understand how somebody feels or how somebody lives in the ghetto, and they don't do things just because they want to.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, so welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you for being here tonight.